this is a story, basically. It's my first week at college back. Not now, but it was then. And I just had my English creative writing seminar taught by an infamous professor at Kenyon College. His name is Kluge. We're being taught in a room named after him, which, if that wasn't going to sort of support is already, I think, large ego. It will now. So, but good for him. So we're in there, and we're all in there, and he comes through and he stomps on the ground to make us all look at him. And he looks around and goes, "What? Who's there?" And we're like, "You, professor." So that's our first introduction to him. Interesting guy. He took roll twice. I think he's maybe a slight early Alzheimer's guy, which is kind of
maybe
unfortunate.
He was just trying to keep it rolling.
Yeah, he just wanted to, we'll just do it again, just for kicks.
We'll just do it again.
The professors at Kenyon College have had they're like, I think, waning right now. It's a little unfortunate. I mean, this isn't like super funny, but I think it's kind of interesting. So one of the guys who teaches political science pissed himself in front of his class earlier this week.
Well, that was just a political statement.
Yeah, he's
trying to prove a point.
I'm fed up with it. Diapers
I'm fed
now.
up with this. Fuck the government.
Diapers now.
Guys, this is how political science works. I'm going to do this and then study how it impacts the political structure of the United States.
You react to it. We'll do a case study.
The way you kids respond here will then echo in a sort of chaos theory-esque way. And this is a liberal arts college, so go take a class on that. And then
3, 2, 1, piss. And that's kind of how it went.
It smells like 3, 2, 1. Piss. But shit, it was in a class named after me.
No, but that wasn't him. That was a different guy. It's just sort of.
I know, but I was trying to keep the thing going,
Yeah. Well, so that was kind of interesting. It's been a fascinating week. I'm back on campus. Aiden is also back on campus. We're two college dudes just hamming it up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just a couple of wild and crazy guys.
It's a Sunday morning and I'm tired and I think Aiden's tired. And it's, it's just that kind of life. It's college life, boys. We're all wearing Letterman jackets.
Yeah, we're going to be. I think we should start. We haven't ever picked a name for our fans. This episode, I think 81. So it's time.
Sure. Yeah.
I think Guyzos. It's like guys, but like it's more fun.
Guyzos.
You put like a little O's on there. Yeah. And then it also sort of evokes a cereal like feel, which is good because it's 9 on a Sunday and I'm kind of hungry.
Maybe
9:18 to be specific.
Good thinkers. No, maybe not. I think that'd be funny.
Guyzos?
No, good thinkers. Guyzos is good also thinkers. Fun. The funny dudes.
The funny dudes.
You have to say.
And then
it
it's like
that.
A picture of Ted with his headphones on.
Yeah.
And then he's.
Hey there, Minecrafters. Welcome to another episode of Good Idea.
Hi, Bradley.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm Minecrafters.
How you doing, Minecrafters? I'm so happy to have you on the show. I feel
welcomed on this episode of Good Idea. What are we doing here?
Well, collective users of Minecraft, we're going to talk about something other than that. I know that's a little outside your sphere since the only thing you guys have all connecting you is that you all play Minecraft, but welcome.
Hi.
If you had to eat a stick of deodorant, which one would it be? Choose now. 3, 2, 1.
What's deodorant?
Okay, and we've established the Minecraft community. Too young to know what deodorant is or too late in life to use it?
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone who plays Minecraft. No, I'm just kidding. That's a horrible, horrible stereotype. Minecraft is a wonderful game.
Stereotype. I think never in my head have I ever interpreted the fact that if you play Minecraft, you don't wear deodorant. I've never
but if you play Minecraft the way that where the only thing that connects you to the rest of the world is that you also play Minecraft. Oh,
you also probably don't wear deodorant because other people wear deodorant.
It's the people who thought that meme when it was like when the creeper sound. When your friend makes a creeper sound behind you and you jump and fall off your chair or whatever. It's the people who like legitimately thought those memes were relatable.
You know who those people were in? Children.
Your brother.
Like babies.
Us. Just kidding. No. But
maybe ironically.
Maybe almost.
I think definitely ironically. I still think that's funny ironically.
Well, definitely it's very funny ironically. The problem is like I've seen people, and maybe it was irony excellently executed, but most people can't do that. And I've seen too many people really successfully point out an obsession with Minecraft that I would consider unhealthy in a way that is sort of ridiculous. Yes, in themselves.
Well, I hope they get help soon.
I've had an unhealthy obsession with Minecraft before, but I'm talking about like an absurd sort of, I jump out of my chair when I hear a hissing noise because it scares the shit out of me. What is that?
Funny. That's comedy.
It is funny, actually, which is why we're talking about it. Yeah.
That's what's at the bottom of the barrel of comedy. You're scraping it up. You put it in a bucket. It's actually
not turtles all the way down.
Oh, actually, I have kind of an interesting, funny story. So our cafeteria,
Good, we tell those here.
Pierce got a like an ice cream machine, but like not like a machine, like one of those big vats you have where it's like there's like 6 like 3 or 4 gallon jugs of ice cream in a row and you scoop it up by hand.
Yeah, no, we have that one of those ice cream machines too. The one with the 6 barrels in it. Where the machinery is that it just holds the barrels there.
So recently, my friend Ethan, we were getting lunch during what's known as Extendo because Pierce is not technically open, but it still serves food that's like out that people don't have to prepare. So like sandwiches and salads and like ice cream and the like.
I like that they call it Extendo. You really do go to the writers' college.
Yeah, I know. We Mark Twained it up in here. Mm-hmm. But Ethan, my friend, grabbed just a whole ass barrel right out of the cooler, took it to the table.
It's for him,
and just we split it, and that was I thought that was fucking hilarious.
That is fucking hilarious. Yes,
I think the cafeteria staff was neutral on it because they were like gonna like be like, oh well, we have to shut this machine down. All this ice cream's gonna like have to wait until the next time we have extended hours next weekend. But
there's that, and there's also like this is more entertaining than anything we see on a general basis.
It was very funny,
which is why
their deli is like hair nuts. It's like hair nuts. It's like all I got.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, at my cafeteria, we do bits like that. Not generally that, not the ones that are that funny. Although last year, one of our friends very kindly bought a cookie cake for our friend group, and we did steal all of the sort of materials from the ice cream station to our table in the back so we could make penis drawings on the cookie. This was not my idea, but I did participate because it was funny and it seemed like a college freshman annoying thing to do. So,
Absolutely.
It was the right thing to do. And now that I'm running our campus improv team, well, there's 2 of them. I'm running our long form team. And the long form team has like a serious training schedule because the nature of long form. So I have a group of people now that I can sort of execute bits with in public that are totally down to do it because they're at the point too where they're already at the point where they're willing to join a long form improv team as either freshmen or sophomores that have either just gotten here or whatever else. But like, I'm at the table that like there is a table in the back and it's the table that doesn't give a shit. And that's the table I'm at. The table that everyone looks at and laughs because we make funny jokes and no one looks at us with menace and all of the staff love us. But most people are confused by us and are either indifferent or a little bit annoyed is my guess. But fuck, I don't care. Because it's so fun, and the people who are there to have a good time have a good time. The people who look at it and don't judge and just enjoy, like I respect that you guys just took a big ice cream vat out of the ice cream machine.
Yeah,
because that makes the cafeteria better.
It certainly makes the cafeteria more confusing.
You're stealing from the rich to give to yourselves and to everyone else.
Aiden, we pay for that.
Including the rich.
Yes.
It would be like if Robin Hood took a bunch of money from the rich and then threw a sick-ass party that they all really enjoyed.
It's like if all the rich people...
Like the government.
...did a bank robbery on their own bank and then absconded with it and then just sat outside eating ice cream. That's kind of like what that was.
It's like the Goodwill executives skimmed really good Goodwill donations off the top and then got in trouble legally for stealing Goodwill donations because they were such good Goodwill donations that the executives at Goodwill had to take them.
They just had to have them.
Yes, which is fine. And I get that. I don't even think that's crazy. I think it's just buck wild that they got in trouble for this.
Wait, did that actually happen?
Yes.
Oh my God, really?
It's like their business. And I'm sure it has something to do with like their hiring practices and how they advertise themselves as a company. Or
really
something.
Good Goodwill items? What's a really good Goodwill item? Like a nice ham radio? What are we talking about?
A nice AM radio? Well, no, Bradley, we're talking about like the golden scimitar with the becrusted jewels in it. I don't know what becrusted means. There's crust on them, I guess. Jewels encrusted.
Encrusted. There we go.
Yeah, no, but they're also becrusted.
Okay.
Like, because it's an old sword. It's the things that you wish you would find at Goodwill that you never find at Goodwill because they have that sword.
So just to be
it does get donated.
Totally clear, the gold sword that was donated to Goodwill was stolen by the Goodwill executives. This for sure absolutely like happened. Did I miss a news story?
This for sure absolutely happened. It wasn't one gold sword. It's like it was a repeated thing. That's the type of shit. That was one of the things. What?
Repeated gold swords.
Yes, there were repeated gold swords. There were at least 3 jewels of the sea that were taken.
What the fuck is a jewel of the sea?
I don't know, but they took it.
Is it like a pearl?
It must be something like that. I think it's like a sapphire.
Okay.
Or like a blue rock.
That's fine.
With some sort of magical power.
Help, I lost my magical amulet at this all-campus party.
Ah, shit.
I threw
it in the back room, and it's a suite. They have different rooms, and they've designated this is the party room, and this is the coat room. I lost my fucking magical amulet in the coat room. Ugh. I think somebody took it.
Someone took my magical coat amulet.
Someone took my magical coat amulet that turns into a coat.
Last year we have this thing called the Ganter, which is all the way at the edge of campus, and it just turned into like a coat stealing operation. Like everyone threw their coats down, and then people just walked off with absolutely different people's coats. Like it started as like I think 2 people like took the wrong people's coats, and those people were the next people to leave, and they couldn't find their coats, and they drunkenly took 2 more people's coats. Then everyone just took whatever coat they could and ran. So there was a 4-day swap that had to happen.
A 4-day. I like that. I mean. Also, you're talking about like people who are part of the generation where like, what was it? Like 6 years ago, it was just like the coolest thing ever for women to trade their shoes. I guess they were girls at that point. That's an appropriate word to use for people in middle school, where they thought that it was just the coolest shit. Where like, oh, I have my friend's shoes today, and well, they don't fit, but oh yeah, no, this one's a 6 and this one's an 8 and this one's Kara's. I had to put that on my hand so I could have more, you know, because I'm popular. And then there's Kara over there. She only has 1 shoe, but she does whatever I want.
Shoes. I love that video.
Oh my goodness. I love this. Yeah. So Bradley, would you say that was a good idea?
Oh yeah. I'd say that was a good idea. Good idea is a brain trust your brain can trust. It's a comedy podcast where we find creative, actionable solutions to your real life problems.
I'm Aiden Kinsella.
And I'm Bradley Berklich.
And this is Good Idea.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you want to pick a prompt?
I would love to.
Heck yeah.
So right here, I have another ant-related prompt from Jeff Richardson that I kind of want to address.
I think the last ant-related prompt from Jeff Richardson was a reply to his own prompt. I think it was an accident.
That's possible.
This is the original one that I completely missed.
Oh, well, then I think we have to do this one.
We do.
All right. So just so we give some continuity and context to the other one that made no sense. Well, it did make sense, but now it made no sense now that I see this. And it will make much more sense after we've done this without remembering what the other one was.
Something about Woody Allen and ants.
Something about Woody Allen and ants and Annie Potts. But I don't think we actually talked about the prompt at all. So let's keep that trend going. I have moisture ants popping up around my house. I try to ignore them occasionally. I'll rinse them down the drain. Wait, I should do a Jeff impression. I know Jeff pretty well.
Ants?
Moisture. Well, ants that like, you know, like when you get like mold or whatever, these are ants that sort of materialize out of moisture. They're like little water spirits.
That's gross. Sorry, Jeff.
Well, I mean,
gross.
they appear like condensation on it's because it's summer, right? So it's hot, walls sort of sweat. Moisture ants.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna do my Jeff impression now, and it's gonna be really good. I forgot. I already sound a lot like Jeff. So I'm just going to get a little bassier and hornier. There we go. And 40 or something, however old Jeff is. I don't know. Age is nothing but a number, right, my boys?
Depends on the number.
I have moisture ants popping up around my house. I try to ignore them. Occasionally, I'll rinse them down the drain or vacuum them. But really, I just want to know, am I a bad homeowner? Should I be keeping all of the nature outside? Or should I welcome them in to dine on my bounty? Am I not cleaning enough? What's happening?
So, honest answer or funny answer?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Honest answer in the context that these moisture ants are small water spirits.
Okay. That's fair. So, given as moisture ants come from water, these small water spirits, if you had no pond, there would be no water nymphs there. So it is my direct suggestion to you, Jeff, that make sure all your moisture's gone.
Jeff, do you have a pond in your house?
A pond, toilet, shower, anything that is water related in your house.
Take toilet out, shower out, pond out, koi pond, that's a separate pond, out.
Pull a complete J.B. Pritzker on your house and just yank that toilet.
Take the toilet out. Hell yeah.
Well,
toilet
so that's
gone. Next step, sink. Oh, we forgot to take the sinks out.
Next step, sink. Well, that's
sink
kind
out.
of
Sweat.
Gone.
Jeff,
become a dog.
Gone. I need you to go to the store, Jeff, and get, you know, that type of glue that you can use to keep a puzzle together after you finished it?
Elmer's.
I need you to paint that all over your skin.
No more holes. No more, what are these, skin holes? Pores. No more pores.
No pores. That's what I'm saying. So you're going to fill all your pores with puzzle glue. For sure.
I mean, that's like a pretty standard answer, I think. If they are water ants, remove the water. So we honestly, that one, pretty solid. But I mean, what if you want other ants in your house? Like you're just anti-water ant.
We got rid of all the water ants. God damn. Because he says, should I be keeping all of nature outside?
I think.
Or should I welcome them in to dine on my bounty?
Personally,
maybe we don't want the water ants. We want the other ants.
So that's really a Jeff call. I mean, I'm fairly pro nature outside my house, anti nature inside my house. But if Jeff wants to welcome these wonderful little dudes inside to chomp around, I mean, who am I to deny him?
Well, I talk like this, very crunchy.
Are you eating them, Jeff?
I would never eat an ant. Everything has a soul.
Does Jeff think everything has a soul?
Probably.
Okay. Jeff sounds a lot like sort of a 60s surfer dude.
Honestly, kind of. He's got like the surfer dude, like California surfer dude sort of situation.
Where he lives out of a van.
D&D nerd sort of tendencies and 60s hippie attitude and like love for the world and people.
Bro.
He's a really great person is the thing about Jeff.
I've never met like a stereotypical hippie. I've met people who sort of fit that mold, but like I've never like actually fallen in with the Woodstock crowd. So I'm curious to see what they would actually think about ants. Because Woodstock was held outside. If they were anti-ant,
we
it would have been inside.
Love ants. I'm not Jeff anymore. I'm Bill. Bill Woodstock, founder of Woodstock. We love ants. Why do you think we held the whole thing outside on the ground?
So Jimi Hendrix could be near the ants.
Jimmy loves ants. That's the thing about Jimmy. No one ever tells you this about Jimmy. Jimmy loves ants.
When he's not playing the Star Spangled Banner on his guitar in a very anti-American way.
Now that's rare.
That's right. He's often doing that. He is just sitting down with the little guys and popping them in his mouth. One by one.
Jimmy
loves ants.
Loves ants.
Carnally.
It's carnally. Yeah. Like in every sense of that word.
The Greeks have
every single
eight
Jimi
words.
Hendrix song is actually about ants.
The Greeks have 8 words for love. There's brotherly love. There's lustful love. There's love between a father and son. There's love and appreciation. There's romantic love. Love between siblings. Love between you and God. Love between God and his people. Jimi Hendrix loves ants in all of the senses of the Greek words of love. Count them off,
there was
baby.
A secret 9th word for love. A secret 9th Greek word for love. And it was love between man and ants.
And that's the love Jimmy embraces most of all.
Jimmy is a loving man. He embraces all the love. He loves love. But the only thing he loves more than love
is ants.
Jimmy always talks about how he wishes he were an ant. And how if he were an ant, he thinks he would be a sort of praying mantis-like ant, a praying antis, if you will. Because he feels like his carnal love for ants would sort of establish itself in reality if he were an ant as beheading and eating the head of his mate immediately after mating with his ant partner.
Jimmy is not aware.
Which is already what he does as a human with his ants.
Jimmy is not aware of the limitations ants have. They're not prone to ripping.
Bradley, I think I lost you.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought, what'd you say?
Nothing. This bit can actually end because I think it's been like 4 minutes. It's been very funny, but at this point, I don't think I have anything to add. Jimmy is just doing his thing. He's escaped us.
He loves ants.
He's left.
Jimmy
Good idea.
Oh my God. That's why no one can find him. He ascended, or rather descended.
He shrunk. Honey, I shrunk Jimi Hendrix.
Honey, I shrunk the Jimmy.
So there's not a conspiracy theory that Jimi Hendrix is still alive? Is there like I think Paul McCartney is supposed to be dead and Tupac is supposed to be still alive? Is Jimi Hendrix...
Tupac is still alive. Paul McCartney is inside the piano, but only in spirit. So dead, yeah.
Did Jimi Hendrix kill himself?
Yeah, that's what dead means. But that... What?
Did Jimi Hendrix kill himself or did he overdose or something?
I think he turned into an ant.
Oh, yeah. That sounds pretty familiar.
That seems like what happened. Hey, Bradley, do you want to pick a prompt?
Sure.
Jimmy Thorax Hendrix.
Heck yeah. We love it when the woman got a big ass. Ants have the biggest ass of all, but only proportional.
The beginning of Prince's career, his name was Per Ants. And he sang of his mad love for the species.
Hey, don't look it up, but do you know Prince's birth name?
I'm trying to think of numbers that would spell out the word ant.
Numbers?
January.
No, birth name.
No, birth name.
Yes.
Anthony.
Prince.
Oh.
Prince Robert Nelson. What a man.
Okay, well, nothing about that was funny at all.
Well, I think it is. Do you know why?
I guess the word Robert kind of looks like an ant.
No, Prince. Their first name was Prince. His
I know,
parents
but Robert's
named him
in
Prince.
his fucking name.
I mean,
know.
Kind of, yeah.
Wait, what's his last name again?
Robert Nelson.
Robert Nelson. So his name is PRN. Porn are his initials.
Good for you. Good for you, Prince. Purple Rain is so much better now.
Purple Rain.
It's an okay song.
Yes, but I think Prince had a thing for purple showers. Ant P is purple.
Which vial is that?
I don't know. This bit needs to end.
So, here we are from Keegan, and stop me if we've done this one before. You need to write quotations or describe a book that makes up for all 4 years of required high school reading in 2 semesters. Go.
I don't think we've done this. Okay. All right. Hi, I'm 14 years old. My name is Adam.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Adam. Okay.
Hi, I'm Adam Mackalaugh. I'm 14 and white. Check out my baseball cap. It's symbolic.
Okay. So we've got our good first character, Adam Mackalaugh with his symbolic baseball cap. I feel like I've heard this one before.
Adam Mackalaugh and his symbolic baseball cap is the name of the book.
Okay, just to really hammer it in. So,
he's the main character. It needs to be very clear the hat is the main symbol of the whole thing.
Maybe also you get
there's also lots of other symbols,
like a big goose or something. He's like, where does the goose go? And his parents like, no, there's no goose. He's like, but where did it go?
So opening scene of the book. Hold on, we cut to Adam Mackalaw's family farm. Adam Mackalaugh is out and back tending grass.
He's raking it,
and he sees this large goose in the mist in the distance because it's a misty farm.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen what a farm would look like if it were misty, but it is dawn. It is like it's like 4 a.m. The sun is just breaking. And it's misty, and there's this big goose that I see.
Where does the goose go? I'm mentally ill, Adam Mackalaugh.
I have every mental illness at the same time, but it's never established that I have any mental illness.
Maybe he sits in his window in his farmhouse and waits for sexual deviancy to happen so he can look outside of his window and look at it. But
so he can look at the sexual deviancy, but he can't experience it because he's just not developed enough for a 14-year-old. And all his friends are having sex already.
But he lives on a farm.
Because they're not mentally ill, so they're healthy and they're having sex at the right time.
So there's no sexual deviancy. Which is what his parents
tell him. Yeah.
So he just looks outside his window. He's like, this would be a lot better if I was in New York City. But he's just on the farm. Where does he live?
He's just on the farm. That's the thing. Is it's very important that he's on the farm and he has a lot of the second scene is a stream of consciousness. The second. So he sees the goose, and then scene 2, he's like, Mom, Dad, where did the goose go? There's no goose. But Mom, Dad, I saw a goose. And then, move forward. He doesn't see the goose. Now he's in his room looking out the window longingly at the sexual deviancy taking place in a car that's pulled over to the side of the road. Right. Farm in the middle of nowhere. The car makes him dream of a faraway place, New York City, a place he's only heard about in story and song and has never seen pictures of. We have lots of different stream of consciousness scenes in which Adam Mackalaugh does explore what he thinks New York City might be like, entirely based on the bumper sticker on the back of this car that says, I love New York.
It's a city of love. Everything is Art Deco. There are lots of subways. maybe it's entirely one. Maybe it's a big subway. And a green,
New York is one big subway.
And the city is so nice because they have a statue of a big, green, beautiful woman. I love it.
And she's inside the subway. You can visit her at any time and she will welcome you at her feet.
She's so kind. I love New York City.
So
and his parents are like, Adam, go rake the grass. Adam. It's like, where's my big goose to New York City?
Adam, go pull the grass. Go pull the grass and rake the grass and tend to the grass. Plant the grass, Adam.
Okay, and at the same time, he also lusts after a very specific girl who we can see. There's like a
he can also
red,
see her. She's in a different car.
There's like a red stoplight at the end of the street, and he hosts his big birthday parties.
The stoplight is broken.
He hosts his big birthday parties once a year, and he tries to invite her, and he's like, "Come to my party," and she's like, "I don't know you."
She's like, I'm still at this stoplight.
It won't work. I'm sorry.
And the other car with the people having sex in it, they're also still at the stoplight.
So every year he asks her, and she goes, I can't. And the end of the story, I think, is a metaphor. But the goose also
I'm glad.
literally...
Okay, so we're at the end of the story now. He never leaves the farm. But he never finds the goose.
The goose comes down.
He has this hat on the whole time.
In his big metaphor dream, and he takes the hat off. And he gets on the goose, and he goes with the girl, and they go to New York City, and then maybe also Beowulf is there, and they all have a great time in New York.
And then he wakes up after all of his dreams come true, and he's an ant trapped under a giant hat.
He turned into a big cockroach, and Franz Kafka comes and shoots him with a shotgun.
And the hat was a symbol for the oppression that was keeping him in the house of the farm for the whole time. He never takes the hat off. He never leaves the protection of his favorite hat.
I swear we would have been made to read that in middle school.
100%. And in high school. Well, no, in high school, that book, I mean, and it would be so excruciatingly long.
It's like 700 pages. Get ready for
No. This book is over the whole year, Bradley. This book is excruciatingly long.
It's 4 years long.
Carol Clark would not accept this book in her class as a submission of a creative writing piece.
It's too long. Give me something else.
Even Carol Clark would say it was too long. And Carol Clark's the most forgiving woman.
I submitted 60 pages for something I gave to Carol Clark. She's like, 10 max.
She read the whole thing.
Yeah, she did. She went, you could trim out the middle 20 pages. And I could. Would have been better had I done that.
But you didn't, because you're an artist.
I just never got the chance to resubmit. I might have.
Oh, man. Ladies and gentle ladies, this has been Adam Mackalaugh. What was it? Adam Mackalaugh and his symbolic hat.
You were so good at Home Alone. That's Macaulay Culkin. I'm sorry. I'm not him. Who's the book by?
Who's the book by?
Yeah. Who wrote it? The mysterious J.L. Stein.
The mysterious J.L. Stein. Which stands for Jameson
Long Gone.
Jameson what?
Jameson Long Gone Stein. We can't find him anywhere.
Jameson, quote, Long Gone Larond.
He's so elusive.
We cannot find him.
I searched everywhere.
Maybe he's hiding under a giant hat.
And an ocean full of bowling balls.
And the goose, the big goose is a metaphor for the book.
Yeah.
That you'll never understand, which is why he never gets the book.
You know the infinite
or why
just
he never
thing,
gets the goose, I mean.
Right?
What?
You know the infinite just thing, right?
Remind me?
Okay, so infinite just.
I do know. I know this. I just cannot remember right now.
Okay. The joke, the infinite just, the very long joke, is on you because you read the fucking book.
Oh, is that actually what it's called?
Yeah, it's called Infinite Jest, and there's like a pact of nations within it. Like it's like semi-sci-fi where it's like kind of about everything, and like the first bit is about a tennis champ, and there's like this really weird like Pact of Nations, which is like the Oceanic, North Atlantic, like it's like onanism. It's like spelled out in an acronym. And that's an allusion to the concept of onanism, which is just masturbation. So David Foster Wallace is just telling you to fuck yourself, basically.
My friend.
Yeah.
You've recommended David Foster Wallace to me before, and every time I try to read him, and I've made a couple attempts because I generally really enjoy your book.
Don't read Infinite Jest.
Well, no, you and I have talked about Infinite Jest. I think it's you who taught me about it. I am obsessed with that idea. It also sounds a lot like what we just wrote, and a lot like something I would write, and a lot like the jokes that I was making and that you were making. So I'm really glad you brought it up, because that is it is just what I'm saying is that proves that we are good authors.
We are David Foster Wallace.
It's so important. We are David Foster Wallace, and it is important that the Goose. I don't know if you. I think I cut out of this and never ended up explaining it because I wanted to make sure I understood your Infinite Jest thing. But it's important that the goose is a metaphor for the big goose is a metaphor for the big book, and he never gets the big goose except for in the dream, because the person will never get the big book because it doesn't make any sense and you can't ever actually get it.
Heck yeah.
And that's the metaphor about high school reading, is that it's only there to exist as a common ground for people like us to make jokes about that everyone else can relate to.
Do you want to pick a prompt?
Yeah, we could do one more.
Okay, heck yeah.
I would love to. You know what? Here we go. This is perfect. This is from Jason Lee. Enhancing books with additional features to make them more immersive. E.g., I actually think that the appropriate, I know for a fact, that the appropriate use of term here would have been i.e., because it is a highly specific example in the situation. So edible flavored pages. I mean, that's too easy, right? That's the first thing you do. When I think about what books are missing, the first thing I think is like nothing about diversity of thought or of writing style, but about the fact that, man, I wish I could eat these pages. And it would be much better if we kept the same books, but we made all the pages edible.
I think
so. That's too obvious.
A book that's trying to be more sort of, I guess, what was the word? Was it
4D?
Yeah. So that just needs to be an experience. Go out and do the thing in the book. So I'm thinking like page 1, guy gets in a shootout. That's like, you just got to go do it. I mean, you can't really understand what the guy's going through unless you go shoot someone.
Yes, that's important. So the book, then you flip the next page. There's a hollowed out set of pages with a gun. They've used fucking puzzle glue to make the pages stick together so they can hide a gun and some coordinates in the book.
Here's where you go. Here's a man that will let you shoot him. You can progress to the next book.
Well, no, the man is at the coordinates, and he has the next book.
Shoot him to get the book.
So so the story, the first page sets up the story that you're about to live out.
Yeah, heck yeah.
This is like some Minority Report shit. Like it's a long form improv from the original days of long form improv, when they would set up the beginning and end of the story and provide some structure, but sort of you go through. It's the, you know, those boxes you get in the mail.
Boxes in general? Yes, I understand. Yes.
No, but when you order one and it's like, this is box. Every month we give you a new kind of box.
Oh, did you say Loot Crate went out of business?
No.
Yeah, Loot Crate's gone.
We give you $300 of things for only $20 a month. Holy shit, I can't believe we're out of business.
And all of those things, we give out our socks. We buy wholesale. Have fun. What a garbage. I mean, I'm sorry any avid
I don't know what kind of business plan that is.
That are out there. You just, that was dumb. That was dumb what you did. Any of the crates thing, like, it's like Fruit of the Month Club, except just worse. Because at least you know what you're getting. Fruit of the Month
Club, but fucking stupid. Fruit of the Month Club is awesome.
Because you get fruit. I love fruit.
You get fucking fruit, man. And it's a different one every month.
But if you don't like Game of Thrones, you're shit out of luck when the Game of Thrones box comes around.
That sucks. But who doesn't love fruit? And like, you always get it in season with Fruit of the Month Club.
Yep.
Right.
Ooh, love Fruit of the Month.
It's never not in season because they're always picking it and shipping it straight to your door. That's like the most farm to table.
There's like 1,000 different like subscription boxes though. Like it's so ridiculous. Like there's like the shaving one, like the
Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah, like how many? Shaving is not a large enough part of my life that I need like razors every month. Like I just don't give that much of a shit about my facial hair. I'm not like saying anyone who wouldn't, but I think if you really, really care, the best way to do that is to not get like a razor mailed to you every month. Like that seems like really weird. Go out to the store, buy one, pick it out, like have fun.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. It's just so bizarre.
You know what I'm kind of crazy about?
What?
Because there's a new one.
A new Dollar Shave Club?
Well, no. It's
the
like
book one.
No, it's not a crate. Well, the book one we already established. Yes. It's very simple. You go there, you kill the guy. He's got the next book, and in the next book, there's the first page. It sets up your next adventure, and it's a whole series, like a 39 clues ass. Like, I mean, maybe it's just called 39 twos, 39 clues 2, 39 twos. And this one, we have all clues. The same authors come back to sort of, and it's got that same long form improv-y feel that way too, where like they're working together to craft a story.
Was the first one Rick Riordan?
I think so, yeah.
Oh man, I read that series.
Which is buck wild because like I remember hating that book.
The 39 Clues?
Never got into it.
I have like book. A decent amount of them. I think I had like up to like maybe like the 6th or the 7th 39 Clues.
Yeah, but there were like so many more than that.
Yeah, like 39.
Yeah, like 39. It's almost like they probably didn't.
Who the fuck set that up? What ass publisher was like, well, now we're going to have 1,000 of these bad boys?
Bradley, it's someone who had the same idea that I would have and was like, I know that I want to make this cool big art thing. I admire it. I actually always thought it was very cool. I just didn't like the first book. And what I kind of like about it and also hate about it is that I would never be able to read the whole thing.
I think people just wanted the money. Whole point.
People wanted money, yeah, Bradley, but also like from a cool, it's kind of fucking cool. Yeah. Like it's kind of like Something Wonderful Right Away. I brought that up because of the long form connection that I made. It's kind of like my podcast that I'm doing now with all the improvisers, where we take turns doing shows together as the same team on the same show. I mean, IO has plenty of rotating teams, right? It's just cool. Like you take turns making art together on the same team because then that team is producing more different things. You get more variety of thought. And then as you start to listen to each other's or read each other's books, you can build off of it, letting you get even more than 8 people working on a Herald team together effectively, because you can watch each other's shows and build group mind without all being there at the same time. Like it's cool as fuck. I think 39 Clues is cool. Yeah, I mean, see, Freudian fucking slip, man. Anyway, what I was going to say was not 39 Clues box. It sends you a different 39 clues every month. I think that's just like the thing that my grandma signed me up for. When I was 7.
You love these.
You love these books. Yeah, grandma. No, I actually think my grandma did get me my first 39 Clues book, but my grandparents, I think, also got me my first Percy Jackson book or something like that. So like my grandparents introduced me to a lot of stuff I really like. 39 Clues, not one of those things. I will say, I love Ant Box. It's cool because it comes in an envelope, right? Because they're ants, really small. Every month, it sends you a new ant to put in your ant farm, and they're different types of ants, and you can like watch them fight when they're fighting ants, at least.
Oh man,
they'll just like eat the smaller ants sometimes. It's cool. It's fucking rad. I wish, sometimes I eat ants.
And I think maybe I'm the big ant. Maybe I'm just the big ant.
You're really just a big ant.
We're all ants.
Aren't we all just big ants?
Maybe small ants, like to a bigger ant.
We're all big ants looking down on small ants. which means there's probably even bigger ants looking down at us. Bro. Have you ever played The Sims? I love that game.
Bro.
Dude. I think they should make a goat simulator for ants.
Did you see the ant simulator thing?
Fuck your uncle.
What? Oh, yeah.
Ant simulator.
Did you see the ant simulator thing?
On Pornhub? Yeah.
No, what?
AUNT, fuck your uncle on Pornhub, Ant Simulator. Yeah, it was a funny porn ads joke because all the fucking porn ads look like that.
No, I was talking about the actual ant simulator game that went bankrupt because they spent all the money that they had got from crowdfunding it on cocaine and hookers.
From ant simulation sales.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
Look at these great fake ants we made.
That's great. Give us money to make more fake ants.
We want to make more. Hey, I love this. This has been really fun.
Yeah.
I do have an ant farm to tend to.
Okay.
I just have some ant grass to pull and rake and farm and.
Well, if you got to finish up the episode,
we're all big ants. I think maybe that's the whole thing too. Is like it's a big goose, and it's symbolic of how they're all big ants in that book, and it still doesn't make any sense. And maybe there's an anthill he finds at some point, and he's like, "Wow, I wish I fit in that thing." And there's like the hole on top where the ants crawl into is actually a perfect shape, like cut out silhouette of his body. So it's like symbolic. Anyway, I really appreciate your time and you, Bradley. I appreciate everyone listening to this show for their time and for their person because they are people and that is enough. You're all so wonderful and I hope you're having a good time in all seriousness because life sucks. People always hate a loser and they hate lame ducks. Screw me and shucks. Sorry, that's it. That's the ball game. Thank you guys so much. This has been Good Idea. We are a fun comedy podcast that talks about philosophical stuff a lot and tries to keep it lighthearted and honest. If you want to engage with us more, we have lots of social medias you can follow us on / engage with us on, talk to us, send us prompts, please. All the awesome jokes we made in this episode, for the most part, were inspired in some way by people who listen to our show and help us make it thus. So if you want to be involved in helping us make the show and want to hear us do some goofy runs on something you want to talk about, your questions don't have to be as detailed as the questions people submit us. They can be things as simple as Keegan, I think, submitted thick dust TM. Or no, that was Jeff. Thick dust TM and other thick related products. So the submissions do not all have to be anything grand, although thick dust might be considered grand in some other ways. Certainly in its thickness. There is a type of grandiosity. Greeks had 8 words for grandiose. Ant, dios, theta, dio. I don't know. If you want to follow our social medias, we're at Good Idea Cast on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr, I think. Mm-hmm. And we are on Facebook in a group called Good Idea Podcast. And we are, that's, I think, those things. Oh, yeah, I said Instagram already. Our Gmail is goodideapodcast@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this episode, whether it made you laugh or it made you cry, good tears, God, I hope it at least made you cry. I'm reading this off of a document right now. Sounds super genuine. No, but seriously, can you share the show with somebody if you liked it? Because that helps us out and them out and you out. It's like really great. And then they get the same enjoyment out of it you did. It'll make them happy. You two will have something to talk about. I know that I'm always very, very grateful to people when they introduce me to shows I end up liking, and I'm never upset with people when they introduce me to shows that I don't like, and that happens all the time. So, because I mean, I work in the podcasting industry at this point, basically, and we're out here getting a lot of recommendations for things I don't even have time to listen to even see if I like them, but I try. Anyway. Give us a rating, give us a review, subscribe to us if you aren't already, share the show, whatever. Word of mouth helps us grow. It makes our week when we see our show get a bunch of listens because we know we made a bunch of people happy. So that's sort of what we're here to do. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on Overcast. You can find us on Libsyn and at the network Sinister parent company that we started over here. On a couple of our shows. And the name started with Good Idea and moved out. So go check out other shows on the network. I just started co-hosting Straight Off the Top of My Headlines with AJ. The most recent episode we recorded. It will probably not be the most recent one in the feed, but episode 51, Pizza Flavored Condoms, and the episode after it are both fantastic. I don't know what the next one's going to be called, but I joined episode 50 and became a full co-host on episode 51. Definitely check out Straight Off the Top of My Headlines. Always a blast. Especially if you like today's episode of Good Idea. I think if you liked this, you'll like that. Check out Shattered Worlds RPG. That's a show that the Straight Off the Top of My Headlines crew does with a few other people. That's all I'm going to plug for now. Bradley.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to me talk forever. Now, can you tell me about your pick of the week?
Favorite idea of the episode? First?
I don't know. Whichever one.
Okay, well, let's do favorite idea of the episode first.
Okay, I'm changeable. Okay.
Favorite idea of the episode? I really like the story we made. I think it's funny. I think Holden Caulfield had a love child with a bunch of other interesting characters in other books, and I think he made a very odd son. But I'm happy he's ours.
What was his fucking name? Adam Mackalaugh.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Adam Mackalaugh in the symbolic hat.
All right. How about you, Aiden?
I almost said Adam Mackalaugh in the symbiotic hat, which would also be another possible title
Who knows?
For the book, especially if we never addressed that in the book.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
How about you?
That was probably my favorite idea of the episode too. That was a blast. How about your pick of the week?
My pick of the week, I haven't really had that much time to consume media, but my friend from Chicago introduced me to The Strokes and their subsequent offspring band, The Voids, and those are...
Oh, I thought you were going to say The Offspring.
Oh, no, and their subsequent band, The Voids, which I think... both are very good. I'm a little late to the party on that, but I'm enjoying it very much.
Bradley, you would listen to The Strokes.
I do listen to The Strokes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you would.
Okay.
Eventually you would, yeah.
I probably already have. I just never knew it.
Yeah. And you would still, right?
Heck yeah.
That hasn't changed.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, Aiden, how about you? What's your pick of the week?
I'm allowed to have an opinion?
Yes.
Okay, here's my pick of the week. Did I already do Comedy Sex God as my pick of the week? I think I did. Okay. Then I want to recommend my other Bible, Truth in Comedy, which is a much shorter book and maybe not my favorite improv book that I've read. But even if you don't do improv, if you just like talking to people and having good conversations and listening well, I've been happier with the conversations I've had since I read that book. The podcasts I've done, you'll hear me talk at the end of them now a lot more often about liking doing them, because I learned a lot in that book about how to make conversations flow really well, because conversations and improv are very connected. And so studying improv is something I do a lot of. I would not recommend most of the books that I read as my pick of the week, but I'm recommending this specific one specifically because I think it is good for everyone.
Heck yeah.
Bradley, thank you for asking about my opinions. That was good idea. Cheez-Its are far superior to Goldfish because Cheez-Its are good and Goldfish are just fucking fancy orange saltines. You cannot convince me otherwise. We're done here.